on live. All right. All right, just put my thread on here.
Scavenger hunt.
We're just getting started, guys. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. We're gonna have some fun today. So Ann Claire and me are gonna get started in a little bit. I'm just going to do a little table runner, and look, it's not a pattern, but we're gonna sell some fabric kits for you though, so that you can create this, and I want to make this so easy that you're gonna say, oh, I just got to do this, right? And so we're gonna start stitching a little bit. I'm gonna explain to you what we're doing. And hello, happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day. So take a look at the table runner that we're going to recreate from the patriotic fabric. I'm going to explain to you what we're doing in just a sec. Okay? So we're going to do this quickly and fun. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. All right. And I can actually see comments today. Thank God, right? So, hi, y'all. This is Avery. So, what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this table runner. There's a patriotic table runner that I did, I think, last year or so. But let me just talk to you how it works, okay? We are using some fun fabrics by Michael Miller, okay? We have this is what we're going to do today is this actual fabric, and I actually have kits to sell you if you want a kit, because it's going to include several things. I'm going to show you what it's going to include. And then we have this color scheme, so if you want watermelons or blueberries and grapes, we have a couple of different fun things that you can play with. But we're going to recreate this. Let me explain to you what we're doing. If you want a kit, the watermelon kit or either the blueberry kit, we will cut on demand, and it's going to include everything you see here, okay? So, first thing you're going to get is we did 3 fabrics, okay? The 3 fabrics on top of this patriotic was 3 different fabric bolts. So we chose this for our fruity one. We're going to do the nice fun stripe and these fun grapes and these blueberries. All right, so those 3 pieces is going to be a half a yard of each. So you're going to get enough fabric to recreate this fun table runner. You're going to get enough binding to create it as well. You're going to get a background fabric, and our background fabric for our fruity is going to be this purple. Okay, and I took and I spread, I pressed this. All right, you're going to get your batting. And this is going to be a quilt as you go with no thought in mind on how it works. Right. Because if I recreate this tomorrow, it's going to be totally different. All right. A couple things that you want to get. So you're going to get this fabulous kit. If you want this, we're going to give you this fabric, this fabric, this fabric, this and that, which will give you enough to create this fabulous little. It's about 36-inch by I think 13 or 14-inch table runner. Okay. So we're going to give you that, and you can have fun with this. Now, some of the notions that you're going to need is some spray, right? I'll show you why. You're going to probably want one of these fabulous cutters, and this is on sale, by the way. Okay. That is the sale price of that fabric. Perfect. You know why I like to use this cutter? Because it has a sharpening edge to keep my blade all pretty and sharp, and I don't get nicky nicks. Right. So you're gonna want a fabulous cutter, and we're gonna use a 6.5 by 18.5. All right. Of course, we're gonna use this mat to press with, right, which is lovely. And then we're gonna use our iron, which we have more coming. And you ready? These are 2.5-inch strips. So when we cut our binding, and Claire's going to help me, but you're going to want to use, something an easy ruler to use. Right. Okay? And you got to also have these wonderful fabric clips. These are $2.99. Ooh, easy. And it's going to be 20% off. Perfect. So any of these notions that I'm using throughout the process, you're going to get 20% off. Then you're going to also like this little applique scissors that we're going to use, okay? So are we ready to roll? We're going to have some fun, right? Ready. Okay. I'm going to take this and put these aside so that we can get prices if you want. You can do that while, because I'm going to be talking for a minute. All right. So we're going to keep the pressing mat over here. We're going to use our Panasonic. Cordless Panasonic, right? And what we did, guys, is we have, like I said, we have some kits ready for you. And if you want some threads to go with it, we can do that as well. And we'll give you those color numbers, but they go fabulously with this array of kits. I'm using this plum, this fabulous plum. Isn't that cool? I'm using that in the top and the bobbin. This is glide. We're going to recreate this, so I'm going to put this right here so that you can see the table run that we're going to do and recreate, because this right here was just in my brain, okay? First thing, our batting is cut for you. I just trimmed it up. We're going to give you a little extra. So this is trimmed up to about a 14-inch with batting plus, all right? First thing you want to do is take your back piece of fabric, and it's just a nice, solid purple. We're going to make a sandwich. And I'm hungry too, by the way. I'm going to fold this like this, and Claire, watch. So I'm going to do is just fold this like so. And girls at home and boys at home, right? I'm going to put it on my sandwich. So here's my bottom slice. I'm going to take my 505. Now, there is we can't send this by post office. You have to purchase this, local, or either through us in person. But also, too, is there's a sprinkle fusible that you can use that is an iron-on that you can do, all right? Or you can buy a fusible batting. We should have bought some of that over here. Oh, yeah. Fusible batting. Did you need something, ma'am, or you just watching? Fabulous. Keep on watching. You can get closer. You're welcome. So I'm just going to spray, because I love this, because we are quilter. I'm an embroiderer and a quilter. Spray it on my batting. All right. I like to spray a little bit on my fabric. All right. Put some paper around here so it won't go all over crazy place. Right. You're going to just wiggle this onto this piece of fabric and lay it. And with me spraying it, with me spraying it, by the way, on both sides, it makes it attract better. I'm going to take this. This is my this is going to be my bottom fabric. I'm going to quilt as you go. And remember, you know how some of you guys, like Sharon, she knows, I do not use a pattern a lot of times. Hello. But what I just created, ladies, is this. So here's my bottom piece. This is my purple piece, right? And just think of this as without the top fabrics. This is what I just created. So I'm going to be applying those fabrics to this top piece and quilting as I go. And I'm going to get you started with that. You can take a scrap fabrics. You can take jelly rolls. You can do anything you want. I'm going to take my ruler. Hey, Donna, somebody needs help. Okay, get Wayne. Okay, so I'm going to measure from this purple. Okay, because like I trimmed this up, right? So this is about 16 inches. So I definitely want to have 16 inches of my fun fabric. And by the way, on the watermelon kit, if you want this, you're going to get this stripe. You're going to get that fabulous watermelon. It's going to be a half a yard. You're going to get apples, hello, right? And then this coral is going to be the nice bottom. I mean, this is 4 pieces of fabric. You could get half a yard of each one of those fabulous fabrics in your kit with the batting, okay? So all that's going to come with it. If you want any of the thread, it will be 10% off the thread. The quilt kit that we're going to cut for you, you're going to get, what, 2 yards fabric basically, right? Because this is a half a yard, half a yard, half a yard, and you probably have extra. But let me tell you how you're going to set this up. And I did see, by the way, you're going to want to go. There's 2 pressing mats over there. Yeah, and by the way, you're going to want to use that wool pressing mat because you know what, guys? This is the bomb. It takes that steam and sears it makes it so crisp. This is what all the tailors use. And it came from the sewing world into the quilting world because it's just a fabulous mat. And you see how thick it is, right? So it's cool. Tailors had to do that when they did the crease of collars and things. All right. So well, you know, ours doesn't smell. They do. Some do. Hey, girlfriend, I know what you're talking about. Some do smell like a wet sheep, but this one doesn't. And I found out that a lot of them do smell like wet sheep. I'm going to layer this down. I don't need to have a half a yard. I'm going to make this work so I can have this for my binding. And you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm a scrappy bind. I'm going to use all 3 of these pieces and scrappy bind my fabric. Remember, my width of my batting or the width of my purple piece is about 15, 16 inches. So I'm going to take this and move it over to the side here. And I'm going to simply trim 16 inches of fabric, which will give me, hold on, let me get my ruler right. It's going to give me a perfect 3-inch, right? So I'll be able to trim this for my binding. I'm going to use the sharpening edge of my ruler. I love this thing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You know, you don't have to be, don't get all cray-cray in the head, right? Chicky poo? Yes. Don't get cray-cray in the head. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go ahead and slice this for now. You know why I'm gonna do this?
What?
Because you're working so hard over there.
Thank you so much.
So here's my pieces that I'm gonna be using for my decorative sewing of my stripes. I'm gonna put that aside. This is my binding. Since I have a straight edge already, right? I'm gonna line it up on that ruler or that on my mat. Here's my spinabout, girl. The spinabout is a perfect jelly roll cutter. A perfect jelly roll cutter. And it's called a spinabout because if you spin it this way, it still gives you the right side of your ruler. A lot of times we do this, flipping the ruler back and forth and trying to find out where the measurements are. The spinabout is fabulous because you can do it with the blue side or you can do it with the white side, depending on the fabric that's on the bottom of your ruler. You're going to line that up. It's going to give me a perfect jelly roll cut. And I like to use, and also Donna, we love to use about 2.5 inch because, you know, jelly rolls are already cut for us most of the time. And we're just going to slice this. This is just discarded, right? This is just trash. But I'm going to make sure this is all nice and pretty up here. All right. So I have a 2.5 inch strips for my binding. So I'm a scrappy quilt. I'm a scrappy bind. So I'll apply these fabrics together, and this is going to go around my quilt, my table runner, or it could be around my quilt. I can decide if I want to slice these up and make it more wacky. The more slices I have to do, the more sewing I have to do. So I'm going to make a choice on that in a little bit, which, guess what? A little bit is already here. Right? So I'm going to just slicey. And I'm just going to slice right here. So now I have a total of a bunch of these pieces. So the more color I have, so yeah, this is about 22 inches. I can sew these and then make binding with this and interchange the different colors with me to make more binding. So I'm going to leave this to a side. And once I sew these up, I will then show you how to bind. We're going to try to do this quick. So this time, what I'm going to do is instead of having all these large pieces, because I really just want to have, you know, strips, or I just want to have a jelly roll. You know, I don't want to have, you know, huge half-yard pieces. I'm just going to slice them up. And this is a way to also do a lot of your scraps, right? So I'm going to do, look, I'm just going to take this. What I'm going to do is just take I want all my folds and my salvages all together, okay? So here's my folds. And Ann Claire is going to be, if you have questions, you want to buy stuff, we're going to discount this. But, you know, instead of just showing you fabrics, I wanted to give y'all some fun stuff to play with, all right? Now, I'm just going to simply start slicing these up in maybe about half an inch, maybe not half an inch, about 4 inches, maybe 3 inch strips. And I love this ruler, guys. This ruler is fabulous. And like I said, I'm probably going to have lots of extra fabric. So, guys, for $30, the kit's going to be $29.95, right? It's going to come with all those pieces. I'm going to keep these because I probably not going to use all this. So we're giving you some extra fab, right? I'm going to slice this fold off because this right here is where my fold was. And it doesn't have to be perfect cuts either. You know that, right?
Right.
All right. I'm going to bring you closer to me. Are we ready, guys? I'm going to let you stay.
Lisa is asking, are you cutting them straight or wonky?
You can be wonky as a wonk. You can be wonky. You don't have to be straight. I ain't straight. All right. This side,
I
right?
ain't right neither.
I ain't right or straight. All right. I'm going to take my fabric and fold to get it into my arm, right? Guys, you know I'm just crazy as hell, right? And we have some more. We have some more of these coming in. We sold out of the big clips.
Yeah.
All right, but you can use an office clip or something too.
Mm-hmm.
You can use these things here. Nothing never. It's always a jump. It's always a hot mess over here in this cutting area. I don't need it in me, right? Right. So you can use that if you want. Okay, you got some of us have that. It's just sometimes I like the lightweight clips. Right. But if you want some of these are on the way. But just pick a place that you want to start sewing. Mm-hmm. All right, you're going to decide if you want to use one of these big ones or whatever you want. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this one. You know why? I like it. Mm-hmm. All right, you see how I'm going to collywonk it right here, right? Mm-hmm. If I wanted to, I could spray this in place, right? Or I can just sew this down. And now I'm going to do a long stitch. The reason why, because I don't need a tight stitch. I just want to tack it down so it won't move around on me. Mm-hmm. All right? Stitchy, stitchy. And I'm not doing a 1/4 inch. I'm just tacking this down. This just keeps it from moving on me. I'm going to cut my thread. And just so you know, Alicia, I did collywonk when I placed that, okay? Y'all see the collywonk, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tack it down, foot down, stitchy, stitchy. Doing about 1/8 of an inch. This is where you can use the float. Mm-hmm. Guys, if you have a walking foot, you're going to pull down your walking foot on your bigger machines. There's a little thing that pulls the foot down so it walks the top of your fabric. That's on the 3000, the 4000, and the NX7. Mm-hmm. If you are going to use this fabulous 2000 QVP, you're going to come over here and you're going to touch that function right there. You see that little function? It is a float. And what it does, it floats on top of the fabric. You know what it does on this machine? It keeps me from having to use my walking foot. And somebody didn't know what the term, I call bulldozing. Mm-hmm. The term bulldozing for me is when this fabric is shifting on me on top. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to use a walking foot, bulldozing, snow shoveling. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's creeping on you. So you take the float function and you use that. And what it does, it floats the foot so that it does not shift the fabric. And you get really perfect stitching.
Sorry.
Oh, see? I see your face, girl.
Oh, girl, I was trying to make sure that it was...
Now, we can go... I can sew all kind of cray-cray. Somebody's asking for something.
All right, let's see. All right.
Yeah, it's cool. And look, you're going to have enough to do some fun stuff because we made sure of that, okay? So I'm going to just lay this down. Now, what I'm going to do now, guys, is just decide what fabric I want to use next. And I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go here. We're going to do a quilt as you go. We're going to lay this side by side, raw edge to raw edge. It extends beyond my batting over here. And you have to bear with me. It delays like crazy. All right. You're going to go over here and it extends. You just want to extend over the batting. This could be great for any kind of a home deck, any kind of placemats. And we're going to stitch. I'm going to put my stitch length back at normal. And a normal stitch length, that what I want to use is probably a 2. Give me a little bit. 2. You can do 2.4, or you can go 2.2. Or if you're a piecer and you like to quilt, then go ahead and use a 2.0. That's your quilting stitch. I'm using the edge of the foot. It does not have to be a 1/4 inch. I don't have to do anything crazy. I can just start stitching. And guys, grab those notions. And I've covered my previous basting stitch and the size of the strip. I just remember, I'm not doing this as a. You could do fat quarters. You can do jelly rolls. You could take scraps. These happen to be about 3.5. One of them is 3. I just cut collywonky whatever width I want, and now I'm just going to start stitching all the way down. And we're going to hit our pressing. I'm going to finger press this right now, okay? I'm going to open this. I'm going to take this way. You're going to take this and finger press your fabric. If you're in your sewing room and you have your iron on, just take your iron and press that down. All right? Now, you ready for some crazy?
Crazy.
All right. I'm going to take a piece of fabric. I'm going to do my blueberries. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Blueberries facing down. I'm going to collywonk it across this fabric, making sure that I go from past my batting over to past my batting. You see this, right?
Yep.
Okay. Collywonk. Ready? There's no pattern. You're just stitching. Stitchy, stitchy, stitchy. Remember, the float feature is keeping those fabrics from floating on me and bulldozing.
Right.
And then cut my thread. Bring this down. You can use your duck bill. You can use your Tooltron, whatever is easiest for you. The other day I was showing you duck bills. I want to show you how to use a Tooltron. It's a straight edge, snippy. And you're going to just lift this up. Because what you want to do is, you don't want, if your fabric is see-through, when you flip and stitch, you don't want to see through that.
Right.
Now, you know what's wonderful about this?
What's wonderful?
You don't have to stitch it. You don't have to worry about it because you can't see it.
Right.
All right. So if your fabric was thin, right, guys, if you could see this through your top piece, you would want to snip to that 1/4 inch all the way down. Okay. That just gives you. Look, I'm just going to do it real quick. Lay your scissors flat. Can everyone hear me? I hope I'm not too loud. See? All right. And then, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. You take this and flip. I'm gonna get collywonky. Now, can I get you to point over there? I'm just gonna press this nice and pretty, okay? I'm pressing this. I'm just gonna press a couple strips here and there.
Yeah.
Because this is not fusible.
Right.
Now, if this gets kind of to the point where it looks like I'm doing a strip quilt, I'm just gonna go back, crazy. Back, blank, crazy. Because I'm not. My goal is not to be all accuracy and cray. No, it's my time to play with this fabric. Ready? All right. I'm gonna go. Look, I'm gonna go this way this time. I'm gonna go here. Now, if you need to, ladies, you can actually cut a longer piece of fabric, which will give you a lot more play where to start and to stop. You see how much collywonky I'm going? I want to add more color and pizzazz to my strips. I'm just gonna follow my wrong side. It doesn't have to be a perfect quarter. And I'm floating on top of that fabric. And I'm going to trim because I have a feeling I'm going to be able to see through. Those blueberries are going to pop through my stripe. Lay it flat and cut.
And the shape of the scissors allow you to get super close onto the
right
there.
It's nice. And I only cut my fabric, not my batting.
Right.
That's nice, okay? So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more. You ready? Finger press. See, now I'm collywonk. See how collywonk I am? Hey. And then I'm going to use a little strip of grapes again. And let's collywonk again. You want collywonk some more, honey?
Let's do it.
Okay. If you feel that you're not finger pressing enough, take it to your ironing board. We're going to collywonk. I have enough fabric, if I collywonk, that it's going to cover all this batting. You see that, right, ladies? Now, I'm probably going to do a crazy patch quilt. And the crazy patch quilt is very similar to this technique. See, I'm floating. Let's do this. Let's bring my needle up. And my float feature can be adjusted. I have it really maxed because I want it to just float on top of this fabric. Thank you, girlfriend. The back side of my quilt is the same size as my. Do you answer her already, or do you?
No, I don't believe so. It's about a half a yard.
Right? It's a half a yard of fabric, and this is simply I can measure, but it's just the back side, and here is the back side right here. This is what I got so far. Okay. Okay. So the back side of the fabric is a little bit bigger than the batting. So this was about 16 inches. My batting was about 15. So I'm going to take a press and press that down. What I'm going to do is keep on stitching. And then I'm going to give you this to press and trim. Okay? And I'll explain how, because I'm really particular how, you know how I am, right?
I can follow rules.
You can follow rules?
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to play with a blueberry. And I'm gonna do it this way. The blueberry is gonna cover my stripe. Ready? Stitchy. Everybody's probably saying, why are you not pinning? Because I don't have to. But I'm not going to worry about that because it's going to cover. If you feel like you're not pressing this with your finger good enough and getting that flat, take it to your iron. And can you just bring me the mat?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just going to press this towards my batting. Put some steam up in that mug. While I'm doing this, I might as well go ahead and press the whole thing. And the only thing you have to do is just square me up. Now, if I wanted to, when I square up, I could also do a straight stitch around this as well. So I have that. You ready for some more? I'm almost finished, guys.
I know. I was going to say, this is like a great project to do in between some big projects.
Well, it's a great gift. If you go into a pool party, wouldn't this be fabulous? Especially if you're going to eat some melons and hamburgers and stuff, right? Grab one of those, and then grab some of these fabulous threads, because we got some really good looking threads to go with. But for all of that, guys, and we cut it for you so that you have extra fabric, and you're gonna get extra fabric. But I bet you that I'm gonna have all this left over. And remember, I have this for my binding. So you're gonna get a great deal.
Yes.
Okay. Now it's my turn to do this, the grapies. Let's do this. I'm just gonna collywonk. So you see, I got it beyond my batting. I got it beyond my batting down here. Okay. We're gonna sew, and I'm probably gonna have to trim the blueberries. You know why? I think I'm gonna be able to see the blueberries through that white fabric. So it depends on how dense the fabric is. And I'm not worried about pinning, because you know why, right? I'm doing a float feature on my 2000. Cut my thread. Do some trimming. Lefty. I take that fabric, and I just pull what I want to trim.
Yeah, we're almost done, and we haven't even been sitting here for about 30 minutes.
How many of you guys are coming to the warehouse, a private section? I love me some private. You're going to be private shopping. We're going to put that right there. You know, and if you get a mat small enough, just take the damn mat and put it on your work table while you're, and look, isn't that nice? Then you can just press it real quick. Right? Some of us have the smaller mat, which is cool. And then we just slide this mat on over, and there we go. Keep on rolling. Wasn't that a good little trick? Now, if I wanted to, I could cut smaller strips. Thank you, Graham. You're so nice, Graham. Collywonky. Let me just see if this will work, or do I have to trim? Yeah, I have to trim. There's a shadow of the grapes. I don't want that. If you know, it depends on the person, but I don't like the shadow. Lift my fabric that I want to trim away. And I just love this micro miller fabric. How many of you guys buying the strip? I mean, the kits. What was it? Are you in? Okay, we're going to just keep on sewing. We're doing quilt as you go. Now, on these straight stitchings, if you want to cover those up, you could do decorative stitching. You can take and add some of these fancy hearts. You could do some straight stitching on top if you want to embellish your strips. You can see I just played with just meandering over my fabric, and You can use feather stitches. You can use decorative stitches, which would then cover the stitching you don't want to see on the back side. But it's just as pretty. Because this is still a finished product and reversible. Now, how many of you guys like to sew this way, where you're just creating without having a drawn out pattern? Give me some, some what you call it? You know what I'm trying to say? Some feedback. Some feedback.
Some hearts.
Love some hearts. You know I haven't had any hearts lately. We're gonna just slicey, stitchy, stitchy. And I'm not fighting my material in back. Thank you guys. You know I love some hearts. I'm just full of my shelf. All right, I'm gonna pull that fabric. No, I'm trying to do this so that everybody can see. And I'm standing and sewing, by the way. So what I'm gonna do once this is all said and done, I'm gonna get her to press it. I'm gonna get her to straighten it. I'm gonna do my little binding trick. God, before you know it, I'll be finished. What time is it?
39.
And I've been talking the whole time. So you can imagine if I was sitting here without talking and just sewing, I could do 4 or 5 of these darn things in the afternoon. Now I'm going to press that because I want that to be nice and flat, because I've already sewn a couple of strips. So I'm just going to go to my iron. And I'm still hot, by the way. And I don't mean that in a different. My iron is still hot.
Right. Because it's been charging.
It's been since it stays there, so it keeps me hot and ready. Oh, chicken poo. That's what I see. If you ever come to one of my classes, I want to get you out of the comfort zone. Think out the box. This is so cool because it is fun. You're being creative, and it's one of a kind.
Right.
You can add as many colors you want. We simply use 3 fabulous, coordinating, great colors, and what a great springy thing. And this just adds so much pizzazz, right? And we're going to just stitch. Now, I'm going to just stitch this one regular. You know why? Because I feel regular right now. Stitchy, stitchy. Y'all see that I'm not doing crazy. Look, I'm not doing anything crazy with this. This machine is doing my work for me because I have a fabulous machine.
You're using a walking foot, right?
I'm not using walking foot because the machine has a float feature, Chicky Poo. It keeps me from having to use that walking foot.
That's right.
And I'm stitching like cray, like fast. I'm going to do my next piece of fabric. You ready? Bam. Bam. If you ever want a sewing machine, you know who to talk to, right? Me or anybody else up in here. I'm going to collywonk a little bit. No bulldozing. It's flat. Stitchy. Clippy. And I'm using my J foot or my A foot. If I'm using the baby lock, I'm using the J. Okay? If I'm using this machine, it's the A foot. I like it because the A foot is smooth and it gives me enough support that I want. You could throw some cork up in here. I'm almost finished. God, it's going to be gorgeous. And you know what? I'm gonna have to press another. I'm gonna have to do another one eventually for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not gonna do any crazy stitching on this. I'm just gonna do this as a quick little project. I'm just gonna go right here now, and we're going to collywonk it this way. Look, I just like to go with the flow. I feel like I want to just go on an angle like so. I'm gonna do it. And the only thing I want to do is make sure that I'm covering the fabric back in the back. And the more angle I make it, you have to make sure that you're covering the batting. Foot down, stitchy, stitchy. And when I stop, my foot slightly raises up so I can turn if I need to. Mm-hmm. But we have a pivot feature on this machine. Cut my thread. Now, if you have the DX7, it's the same function of that float feature, by the way. If you don't have a DX7, DX5, and not the 2000, you don't have that float function. So the float function is really important. And also the pivot feature is very important. Notice that I'm not grabbing back in behind my foot control back here, back there. I'm just sewing. Now, I'm going to do that other color. You ready?
Ready.
Girlfriend. Trust, girl. All right. So, I'm going to sew this. It's going to be enough fabric to cover all of that. And then I'm going to give you that to press.
All right.
So, what I'm going to do is stitchy, stitchy. Don't y'all like my little stitchy, stitchy? And I will do my placemats the same exact way. I am finished. Look at this. I'm a final press. So watchy, watchy. And you know what's nice about this wool mat?
What?
Well, first thing, it's going to last for days. It's going to last you your lifetime of sewing, plus more. Mm-hmm. All right. Secondly, is that this one does not have any odor. I smell something that smells like a wet dog, right? I mean, really, it does. It just stinks like. And some of your cutting mats stink like crazy. The ones that we get from our manufacturer does not stink. You can best press this to make this all pretty and nice and everything, guys. But I'm going to do a final, and if you best press it, it just makes it crisp and pretty. Do a final little pressy. I want to put this back on real quick just to get a little bit more charge as I move this over. Oh, Sam is crazy. He said, "You go, girl." Sam, you're a hot mess, buddy. Love you. I hope that you and Rick are doing great down there. Where are you moved? Are y'all still in North Carolina?
That's pretty.
Yes. This is fun. Look.
It looks good.
I know. Hello. So, only thing we're going to do... Somebody is a smart ass. Only thing you want to do is take this and fold this up here, right? Now, I could do a little straight stitching or pinning or tacking or whatever, but what you want to do is just take this and make sure that you're straightening. You want to straighten it up, okay? So you're going to take this down here. He used to be my neighbor and one of my dearest friends, still my dearest friend, one of my dearest friends, and we were in Richmond. All right, so only thing you're going to do, and I'm going to give this to Aunt Claire. And it's Aunt Claire, not Aunt Claire, because I keep on saying, I almost put a T on her name, because, you know, I like to make fun of her.
I had an Aunt Claire.
So only thing you're going to do is take this, make sure that you're going to be cutting enough so that you have batting. You know, we have extra salvage there. So you're going to just slice it. you're going to come over here and do the same thing. You're going to slicey, right? And then you're going to straighten and slice that up. You see that, Ann Claire?
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to have a perfect little rectangle that looks like this, right? No binding. I love it. She's making fun of you. No binding, but we're going to, while she's straightening up and making this all pretty, right? We're going to make our binding real quick. And you know that Donna does not like
it would look good with a scrappy binding, I think.
Oh, now she's agreeing. She's I love you. She's so full of it, right? Now let me show you. And I'm gonna go that you straighten. Let me show you what you have. This is what you have from the scraps that I cut.
I'm just following the binding, or following the back.
Yes, you're gonna just neaten. Make sure that she will you help make sure? I mean, I know she knows how to do it. I just want to make sure.
Give me the
Neaten the edge and make sure that you include the batting.
Yes.
Here you go, chicken boo.
Oh, no.
And before you do it, I always do the first cut on the fold.
Fabric store.
Hold on, come here.
Yeah, girl, you're gonna have to show.
Let me help you. So what I want, I'm not sure if they can see me, but I want you to do this
Right.
on a straight line,
Oh, I see.
on the fold.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sure that when you squaring up, and then you're going to then slicey, and checky.
Yep.
And then always make sure that you, when you line back up, that you're straight edge again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Gotcha.
And I'm just trying, I'm helping you.
That's
All
okay,
right.
I don't
So I told her to put that on the fold, on a line, so that when she slices that she's slicing it perfectly on a straight edge. All right. She's going to use one of the straight edges again to line up and slip and trim. If we need to do anything else, we will fix it. What you call it? In a few minutes. But on your fabric that we cut to do that, we have this left over, which can be used for maybe another table runner, maybe a placemat, maybe a pot holder. But we're giving you enough fabric in that kit for $30, right? Mm-hmm. To have, look, this is extras. So guess what? You probably can make some more placemats, at least 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how big your placemats are. Mm-hmm. Right? The only thing you have to do is buy some more batting. But you're going to have enough fabric. And remember, I have some fabric here that is going to be my, my binding. So now I'm going to go to my machine. I'm going to turn off my float feature because I want complete control of stitching. Let's put these all in order. And I'm going to scrappy piece these for binding to make something fun and collywonky. This is nothing to be all serious about, and all uptight. So we're going to take these fabrics. I'm going to take my stripe. I'm going to take this. I'm going to load this in like so, right? I'm going to straight stitch. Straight down to here, just corner. Point. Just going to do an angle. Stitch. Flip this up. If you're worried about that salvage, just make enough. Make sure that you are covering so that is going to be trimmed away. So you don't have white salvage showing through. Lay your right sides together, stitchy. And don't worry about eating your fabric because the machine won't eat. Pop it. I need now my little stripy stripe. I'm going to make sure I don't want any salvage showing. Hello. How you doing? Good. I saw you, so I didn't want you to think, look, just because I'm doing live doesn't mean I can't talk to people. Yeah. I like to say hi to everybody. You know that, right? Like that's like Yeti comes in and greets everybody. So now I'm gonna do my grapies, huh? And stitchy. Make sure you know when you're doing. I've seen people sew the wrong sides together, and then they have to go back and rip out.
Abby says if you need leaders.
I told her that last week. No, girl. You saw that I'm not. Look, this is chained. See that? The chain, girl. I didn't use a leader. Hello. I didn't use a leader for anything. See? But I answered. Abby, you asked me that last week, and I remember I told you, I said, no, girl. I said just like that. No, girl. I just said, girl. So, Abby, if you keep on asking me that means you need a sewing machine, girlfriend. That's what I thought. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, what I'm going to do is that this is my sock. Look at that. All right, I'm going to trim the excess fabric. I'm going to get you to do that. But look, this is Cali Wonky. It's going to be, you know what? You can go somewhere, girl. I love doing this with my ombres. Yes, she did. She's over here just frowning at this Cali Wonky binding. I love it. It incorporates all my fabrics.
It's very colorful.
It's very Avery.
It's very colorful.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to listen to her. She's cray-cray.
I love this combination of fabrics. I think it looks great.
Oh, right.
And I like the orange one, too.
Can I have my little slicey? So I'm going to just cut a little slicey. Only thing I'm going to do for her to do is just trim. Right? The extra. Throw it away.
You want me to press it?
And then she's going to slice it all. Don't worry about the little dog ears. Slice it all. Then I want her to take this and not burn her fingers, right? And press this all the way down, right? Okay? That's going to be my binding. So slicey. And then here is my table runner. Look at this. Look, that was what? And I talked a lot.
Not even an hour.
Oh, it was probably less than half an hour to do that. Isn't that fun? Right. Look at that. Hey, that's the grape kit. Think about the melon kit.
The melons are really cute.
This right here.
I think that's very
Oh my God! Think of these. Look! Wouldn't this, guys? You got to get this. Look at that. Oof. Yeah, Abby. So once you get one of those basic, you can get one of these machines, girl. Have it shipped to you. I'm telling you, you will love it.
Abby will never go back.
And another thing, Abby, if you're using leaders on those machines, let me show you something. If you ever find out that you have to use a leader, this machine is equipped with a fabulous little function here. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to take my scissor. See that open hole right there? See that? Well, you take this and you slide it. And it makes a hole. A tiny straight stitch hole. All right? This can be used on the 6,000, the 600, the 400. If you have another Juki, you can get this plate. And all thing you do is take the other plate and you just discard it from somewhere. You know, but this is a combo plate.
Keep it as a backup.
Yeah, you keep it as a backup. But my finger is not. So it pops in that way, right? And then it pops, and there's your straight stitch plate. So if you ever feel that you have to use a leader, pop it, and you never have to do a leader. I'm telling you, it's the bomb. So talk to me, girlfriend. I'm telling you. And I didn't use a leader at all with these big wide openings. All right, you ready? Too cool, huh? You know, I've been around for a while. I've sold Viking, Bernina, Foss, I don't know, Janome.
He's old, folks.
Look, I have been around, Baby Lot. I have sold everything on the market other than, and a singer, other than Kenmore. You know why? because I never worked at Sears.
Oh, that's right.
That's the only reason why I probably haven't sold them, okay? But look how much fabric you're going to get in that kit. You're going to get all that fabric, so you're going to be able to do a lot more. And I think Kathy Francis got 2 of them.
She does.
Yeah, so you're going to get more.
She's getting both colors.
And if you're asking about that plate, it is only a Juki machine. Now, if I feel like I need to, some people take this to their surgery and serge this down so that you don't have any fluff or messy eyelashes.
But why?
Because it makes it stronger.
Oh.
Hello, she gonna be discarding.
Sorry.
So I'm just playing with you. Or you can zigzag it, or you can baste it, or you can pin it. But I'm just going to leave it alone. So you don't get
it. Yeah. I
so
get that.
so let's do this. Let's go to a long stitch. I'm just going to do the short side right here.
Just to keep it together.
Just to keep it together. And I'm gonna float. You know why? I don't want it to bulldoze or push my fabric around. And I'm stitching it so I don't have to pull that baster out.
Right. Right on the edge. I don't know how quiet that machine is.
It's a good machine. So I'm telling you, and for under $1,300, you can't beat this. It comes with all kinds of feet.
It's great.
And it's just a great product. See? So right on off, cut my thread. Thank you, girlfriend. And look, if I want to, let's just go ahead and look while I'm waiting for her to press. Let's go ahead and keep on sewing. I'm gonna base this down. Now, you guys know when you sew on a different machine, other than what I'm showing you right here, you know that you always have issues here if I do this. You have to pin. You see what I'm doing, right? It's all about that feeding. It's all about that machine working with you. And that's where you get that pinch at the end where it shows you how much fabric has moved on you. Isn't that pretty? Guys? Stitchy, stitchy. Other than that, I'm trying to sell you a sewing machine, but do y'all like this function or this little technique that I did? Isn't this fun? Okay, cut my thread. All right. Now, I'm going to just simply do a little, look, you're so nice. You press it all pretty. So this is how I have this binding. Isn't that crazy? So what I'm going to do now, guys, is take my fabric. I'm going to keep my float feature on. I should have enough fabric to go all the way around. Now, I'm going to walk you over to this side of my machine. You know what I like about this is that it has, it's a perfect machine. It comes with a carrying case. It comes with a nice table. It's a perfect machine to carry to a retreat. Or if it is your only machine, it's perfect. We're going to just do a 1/4 inch. And I'm just using the edge of my foot. This is a 2.5 inch strip. And remember, I'm stitching and standing. So if I'm a little cockeyed, it's because I am not. I'm going to go ahead and put this down to a normal stitch. I don't have to have this at a basting stitch. So I had this at 5 earlier. That was my longest stitch I had on the machine. So I'm shortening it down to a normal stitch. And that's my normal stitch. You see, this is the highlight that when this moves, it changes. That means it's altered. This is my standard. And she's going to answer because, she's going to go back to look and see if y'all had questions while I was stitching and talking.
Are you talking about what machine that you're using?
Somebody, I didn't see that question yet.
Oh, yeah. What machine are we using?
We're using the Juki 2000 QVP. And the reason why it's QVP because it comes with special feet. It comes with a bunch of feet and all your quilting feet that you want. And it comes with also a walking foot because I'm using my float feature, so I don't have to change it to a walking foot. Oh, see, my thread got stuck up there. It's my bad. My bad, girl. Maybe I have a dull needle too. Whenever this happens, you know what that means? It means dull needle. Mm-hmm. If you see this happening on your embroidery machine, it means it's a dull needle. And even on the sewing machine, it's the same thing. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more life out of that needle. I don't suggest it if you're doing it on an embroidery machine. You know why? Because you're going to have to go in there and clean your lint out of your tension. But that's what that means. In the commercial world, when that's how we knew when to change the needle, because we didn't know how many hours we were sewing on a 16 head machine that used 16 needles. That was our only way that we knew. And you know why it didn't work there? Because I didn't have it right. That's the only reason. That's the only way that we knew when it was time to change is when it started shredding. Go back here, and I'm gonna push it. But raw edge is raw edge. My hand's not in the way, right?
No.
And is Leisha saying that she stands up too? Because I know she bought something that makes her stand up when she sews. Mm-hmm. Yep. We're going to get to this corner. We're going to stitch almost a 1/4 inch from the edge, right? Clip my thread. You're going to turn this where you sewed before. This is, my friend showed me this years ago. You sew where you sewed. Okay? Then you're going to take this raw edge, and this fabric. You see how I'm making a little pivot, mitered corner. You see? And then you're going to just simply take this, and what I'm going to do is take my Wonder Clip. And you remember, those Wonder Clips are $2.99. And how much the price of the Wonder Clips? I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
Clip it.
The clips are on sale for $2.39.
$2.39?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get 12 of them.
Guys, show me some love. Show me some love, lady. Show me some love. And you can clip all this. Now, you know what I would do normally on these little dog ears? I would clip them out of the way. I just didn't want you to do it. I wanted them to, see, I clipped them out of the way. Make that pretty. You see? Mm-hmm. And then what I'm going to do is just clip. So that's all done. And I'm just going to go to my machine. No leader. Just go to the machine and start stitching. And I'm just going to stitch onto my edge. And I didn't use a leader. I just sewed. So. And you know when you're buying, you have to use a walking foot. We don't use it here. Making sure the raw edge is done. Stitchy, stitchy. it so you can see again, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I sometimes press as I do this because I want to make sure that I'm perfect. I'm gonna mash that right up against the foot. Start stitching, and then I'm just gonna roll. Okay, ready? Ready?
Ready.
Okay, waiting for you to say something. All right, it's
Yep.
now what I'm gonna do. My floater is adjustable.
Right.
Okay, so if I find I'm hanging up, then I just change my floating feature. But I'm gonna push it through. That was the weight of my fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Slide this back a little bit more. So the floater is an adjustable height. So what it does, if I drag a little bit and my machine starts feeding, it's because it's floating too much. I made my adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put my fabric weight here and stitch. Stitchy, stitchy. Stitchy, stitchy. And that was a piece of thread stuck there.
Mm.
Almost finished, girl. Now you're gonna have to press something a little bit for me, okay?
Yep.
All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snip that out of the way right now. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did back in the day? I never did this. I just serged because I hated binding. And then my friend showed me. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Let me just show you something trick." No. Oh, girl, that's fabulous. Thank you so much. So that was my she showed me how to do it. So, and I've been using it ever since. And then my trick at the ending was I've been playing with that through different people. So I have a trick on my way. You can use the miter, one of those miter things to do your ending. But I'm just going to do it Avery's way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm doing, and I haven't practiced this, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to wing it. Yeah, got enough. Isn't that crazy? Take your scissors if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
So my scissors are my helping tool too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just pulled my thread out my needle there. It's okay. Now, if I was really doing 1/4 inch seam allowance, there's a built-in 1/4 inch seam allowance on the machine, so that you can do it precisely 1/4 inch.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm just winging this, and I'm using 2.5 inch binding, some people use 2. Then you might want to change it up a little bit depending on your width. I'm just going to now stitchy, stitchy. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
There's my spool. So I should be using my little spool cap, and I'm cheating. That's okay, I got it through there. There's one skinnier than that.
Oh, that's...
And the way I do this, guys, is I lay this. I open this up like so, right? And I take this. Hold on, let me make sure I'm telling you the right way. Hold on. I want to feed this in.
Right. So it's
that
in like
it's
a
in like a little sleeve. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Do you want to trim the end because you got the selvage?
Yes, I need to trim a little bit. And I want to open this up. And I'm probably going to have to do a little thinking for a minute. So let me slide this. Let me stitch closer to me. And then what I'm going to do is when I figure, because you know I should have practiced before I did this, right? All right, you ready? And don't help me.
Okay.
But I want to do it so that I can take this. Oh, I need to cut a little bit more. Hold on.
Only way I can stop him from giving it away is he's got to eat.
There we go.
That looks great.
So there you go.
Very cute.
So I'm pressing this like so. You see how I'm doing this, right? There you go. I had to think for a minute, and what I'm doing is I'm creasing this. Hey, Doug.
Hey.
And I don't want any raw edges showing.
Right.
So that's where I'm going to make sure I have enough fabric.
Where'd you find this fabric at, Avery? Just come in, didn't it?
No, it's
I bought this.
Will you tell him where it is?
It's Michael Miller.
Thank you, honey. All right, so I'm making a little pocket, like a little folder, and I need to make enough so I don't have any raw edges showing. I'm gonna take this fabric, I'm gonna feed it in to this pocket, and then what I'm doing, I'm gonna snip this. And if you make a mistake, you just slice it back in there. She ain't listening to me.
No, I'm watching it. Terry's saying that she does it the same way, just at the beginning.
Oh, my chicken.
You press the beginning piece at an angle.
Well, I didn't do that, Terry girl. And now, there you go, right? So it's all nice and pretty. See how I mitered that in there? I'm going to go over here and back stitch. I'm going to stitch you. But yes, that would be perfect because she was thinking. I'm going to take my scissors and help me fold that in there. I want to make a pocket. It's in that pocket. It's like a little sleeve. But if you pre-press earlier, I wouldn't have to work so hard. And stitchy, stitchy, stitchy.
This ain't called work, Avery.
Stitchy, stitchy. And then you stitchy, and then you stop, and then I'm not listening to him. And then when you look at this piece of fabric right here, when you fold this down, you have, when you press it, what you're going to do for me. We're going to press that, and it's all pretty.
Yep.
Okay? Now, perfect. All right. So now I want you to go down to the iron board. And it's still hot.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to clean up my mess because you know I can't sew with a mess. I'm going to eat in a minute, Doug. Thank you so much for my lunch. See, that's the time we eat. I eat lunch around here, guys. Isn't that crazy? Show me some love. And the only thing I want you to do is when you're pressing, which I already know you know how to sew, I'm going to press it flat, press it, and then take and put that corner of that iron right in the middle of that miter. And then I want you just to press and fold it around the raw edge once you've done all the pressing flat first. And then I'm going to clip it and I'm going to sew it. Okay? All right. So guys, isn't that pretty cool? Who's getting the kit? Don't forget, while she's talking, while she's pressing, one to clip, This is $19.49. This is all on special, 20% off. The spin about 2.5-inch jelly roll cutter. Gotta have that. The applique scissors, $16.99, 20% off. By the way, we do have an Omni grid ruler, but see, when you flip it upside down, you see it. What happens with that is your numbers are facing downward. This is nice because you can flip it around. No matter what you do, it's always ready for you to cut. That's why I love this darn spinabout. We're only doing that kit there and then that kit with the watermelon. And what we do is we'll cut you. We won't cut you. And then didn't she buy some of these?
Kathy?
Uh-huh.
France. Yeah, Kathy got one of the blueberry and one of the watermelon.
Oh, I thought she said she's getting two of the same.
She did first, and then she wanted
Okay.
one and one.
All right. So, look at this. Anybody who wants to buy it now, this is what I'm going to do. Right? We're going to do, we said 29?
29. Mm-hmm.
All right, girls. We're going to sell this to you for $26.95. Okay. So you're going to get your background. You're going to get fabulous. You're going to get half a yard. And you're going to have more than enough fabric. So you're going to get the stripe, the grape, and you're going to get the blueberries. This is fun, right? Then you're going to get your batting. So you're going to get all that, right? Plus, out of that, I did trim. By the way, I did trim my batting down.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it longer because that batting. I'm gonna measure this batting, okay, guys? So you know how much batting you're gonna get, and people are ordering.
Perfect.
Yes, you're gonna get a total one. Let me back off. You're gonna get about 40 something. Look, you don't need a lot. It's large. I trimmed it because I wanted to do it quick. You're going to get almost 50 inches. It's 48 inches of batting, which will be 44 inches of fabric because you would trim this down. So you're going to get a 44-inch length automatically with this kit. And you're going to have leftovers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's nice?
What's so nice?
Not only that, you're going to have leftovers and you're going to have enough for your binding. And if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to do you could do one color binding because you're going to have enough to make one color if you're like Donna and don't want the wackadoo binding that I did. I think it's fun and creative.
Mm-hmm. And since you're going to have a bit left over, you could probably even do some matching coasters.
Oh, God, you're going to have a lot, yeah. And what's nice is that don't forget, guys, while she's pressing that for me, she's pressing all of that for me. Isn't that crazy? All right. And you know what? I might do this again. You never know. Hello. I want those purple things. I want this right here. Grab some thread because we're going to do 10% off of the glide. That goes with the purple family. I want you to see that. You know, and you know what? We just made this up yesterday, right, Chicky Poo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said, I want to do something.
Something summery and fun.
Mm-hmm. Fruity. Hello.
Pretty.
Fruity. So let me show you the colors of this so that you can see how cool these fabrics are. The threads, this is called damson. So damson is a very fabulous color. If you want some of that, we can take care of you. This is lilac. So tell us when you want. This is Pacific, so it goes perfectly with that. We have kiwi, which will also go with the other colors.
Mm-hmm.
This is blueberry.
Match your blueberries.
This is turf. So these are your fun colors in the purple family. Isn't that crazy? So if you need some thread, we have done the honors and picked out thread for you. And if you need me to switch you over, I can do that.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah,
Mm.
just want to make sure it's nice.
Nice and pretty. Cause you know, I'm particular. Did you know that?
You know, I had no idea.
You didn't? All right. So there's your blue family. So isn't that cool? You should take a watermelon one, girl. Wait until I show you the watermelon one. Now we're limited on how many kits we can cut, but you definitely going to want to grab them, okay? And let's show you this. The melons. Cushions. Oh, shoot. I don't hit myself in the head. That's what I get for being cray. All right. So, here is the group of them. Look at this. This right here is sunset. And sunset is a perfect color. Then we have, look at this. We have the apples red. They're fun. Look at the stripe.
I love that stripe.
Isn't it gorgeous? Michael Miller. Okay, you have that. And then look, the melons.
Make a quilter out of you yet?
Look at that. And then
One press at a time.
Yeah.
here is the threads that will go with. We have celery. We have celery. Celery. We have cherry. Pink lemonade. This is called Mars. Love Mars. Papaya. All this just pulls out all these fabulous colors. And then avocado. You know what? I think I would just buy all the threads. The threads are just too cool. And these are Michael Miller, yes. Everything is Michael Miller, other than the solid. And I know we have a bunch of kits to sell, to cut. And it's 20, girls, you're going to get it for $26 today, $95. So you'll get a half a yard, a half a yard, a half a yard, a half a yard, and a half a yard of batting. You need to pick out your threads that you want. And then you go to town. And I'm almost ready. You can go ahead and leave it like that.
All right.
What I'm gonna do is come around, and what I want to make sure is I want to press that pocket seam real
Yeah,
quick.
if you do the pocket seams, the only ones I didn't get.
No, I got this. I'm just gonna let them see what I'm doing because because you know how I am.
Yeah.
You don't know how. So I'm just going. Now sometimes what I do is I will trim away the excess in here too.
Right.
But I just want to make sure I have all this nice and pressed.
Ooh, we changed it to $26.95.
Yep. I'm doing it for them right now because I'm showing them some love. Now let me have my Trutron. I'm gonna trim away some of this excess because I was a little off a little bit.
All right. So Judy's gonna get one of each.
What I do is I try to take my scissors and with my point turner or whatever, if I need to do anything in there, I trim it. I'm going to take that and move it around to make a miter. And I will wonder clip it as I go. Okay? I'm just going to do this kind of quickly. Now, I'm not look. I'm not saying I'm a perfect quilter, just so you know. So if you do something differently, then do your way of doing it. This is just me because I am just showing you my method. It's always other methods. I'm just making sure my corners, I'm going to be happy. When I get to that, I can always do that fold. And it covers all my previous stitching.
All right, let me let's see how much thread it is.
10% will be on 440, 440. It's 50 cents off.
Okay.
449.
$4.49 per.
Per spool. And so what I'm gonna do is just I can finger press this through out and just make sure when you come in here your my corners are perfect. Now it's not it's a rush job. All right. So this is where I'm going. Bam, over here.
And we will save the video.
The video is always safe.
Yeah, the video, so you guys can
The video,
rewind, rewatch.
And it's Facebook Live only for the kids.
Right. Yep.
So if you watch this, when the live button goes away, ladies, the kids are gone.
But you will have that video to reference when you're making your.
So when I do this, I won't eliminate the video. So it will be in our archives, and it says "Let's have fun."
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it's called. Let's have fun. I'm gonna take off my floater, and what I'm gonna do is I like to make sure that I press this around, and what I want to do is make sure that I'm covering the previous stitching, and I like to take my little clampy things, my little clippers. The clip is made and designed for binding, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Flat side goes to the back.
Mm-hmm.
The round side comes to the top.
Mm-hmm.
But you just take this and you're going to wonder clip as much as you feel like you need to. If you feel that you have too much bulk here, you're going to want to trim it. If not, you're going to rip out that basting stitch later on, okay? But I try to make it consistent throughout the pinning or wonder clipping that I have everything nice and pretty. And you see, done.
So for the green threads,
We have kiwi.
we have celery, we have turf and avocado.
Here. These all the green threads go with both of these selections. So you can use turf,
kiwi. Oh, celery. Okay,
yeah. Celery is fabulous. Turn it all the way. And then kiwi. Avocado. Turn it all the way. See, this goes really well with that lightweight, that light color, light color, and then this goes with that the rind. Mm-hmm. So any of this is fabulous, and it goes with the apple perfectly. But any greens got. So look, we're gonna go ahead and start here. Now I'm not gonna stitch all the way around this because I'm gonna let people, I'm gonna let them.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do a corner, and then I'm gonna finish up after, and then show a picture of it after it's finished. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
Because I'm gonna do a fancy stitch. I'm gonna show them what I like to show, like to do, and I'm just gonna make sure that I'm happy with this. Now I'm gonna trim a little bit of this excess away on this corner. Tomorrow is what, Thursday?
Yep.
All right. Tomorrow is maintenance day. I'm going to trim away some of this excess because there's too much bulk in here.
Mm-hmm.
Just dog ear it a little bit. Make sure you don't clip The most important part.
You're outside, yeah.
Right. I have done that before. And I want to place it this way. Cool. All right. So now what I'm going to do is do a little stitching. I think I'm out of clips. Okay. No, I have clips. I don't have them all here. Are we ready, guys, to see this? Oh, you are, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you being funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that clipped in. See, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just trail down here with a fancy stitch. Now, I want to do a little testy first, okay? You know why I want to do a little testy?
No idea. Why are you going to do a testy?
Because I want to see what stitch I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to do a little testy. I'm going to stitch. I love doing this. I like to stitch a little bit on, a little bit off, a little bit on, a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
And I do tend to use my open toe foot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to play a little bit, okay? So let's do... And what I'm going to go for is I want to go for stitch 65. So I'm going to go to my machine and go to 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to scroll over to my vine. Boop, boop, boop. Then my vine. Boop. 63. Boop. That's not the stitch I want, girl. 65 is what I want, girl. And there's my little serpentine stitch. My serpentine. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stitch it right here just to see how it looks.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And she's over there busy. So just think how I'm just going to recreate what I'm doing on my piece. And I love the fact that you guys might be watching this later on and say, you know what, I'm so glad that he did that, because it's always something that you learn
Right.
after you watch it a couple times. And there we go. Look, I'm just doing a little twisty. And I'm going to go to a little bit longer stitch length and stitch and see what I like. I'm going to go a little bit longer, a little bit smaller. I'm just playing with my stitch width the way I want it. Now that's a little too long for me, but I'm going to go a little shorter. Like it? Now, this is what you call fancy. Oh, hold on. Get up a little close. Fancy, right? That's my perfect stitch length that I want and the perfect stitch width that I want. And that stitch 65 is a serpentine stitch. And it is wham 5.0 and 2.6 is my perfect stitch. Now, when I come to the corners on this, I have to play a little bit. So what I do is I come to the end and I normally lock my stitch in place. Tacky. And then I restart. And because I'm going to tell the machine that I want to use a lock stitch, it's going to do it for me. And now I'm ready to stitch. You ready to stitch?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will use my open toe or my eye foot. I don't have it with me, so I'm gonna play. I'm gonna put this onto my machine. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. Isn't this fun? Guys, did y'all, this was a very quick creative thing that I decided to do. So I'm gonna stitch, locky lock, stitch. And I'm just kind of meandering over that seam. I'm not floating, you know why? Don't need to float anymore. Because my stuff is all encased and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do like to make sure that I have this all perfectly pressed and done like so. I have it all nice and pretty, you see?
Mm-hmm.
and stitchy. I'm gonna do one corner. And I do like to use my whatever tool I have, ripper, my pointer, my purple thing. I stitch, and when I get to that corner where that miter is, I hit my lock button, which is that big. It's a button right here. I hit lock. I'm gonna do one more stitch, and then by doing that, I'm securing that miter. Okay, and I'm gonna lock. Touch. Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna move back. You know why? Because I goofed up a little bit. Let's do this. I'm gonna do it. Just make sure that you know that I'm goofing up. I did goof up a little. Locky. All right. So I locky. Now it's not gonna be perfect right now because I kind of goofy, but this is what I will get. Now, just remember, I backed up just a tad bit, but you would then come back, cover, make sure that you're on your binding. The machine is ready to do a locky, and then it starts sewing. And I'm still straddling a little bit of that seam. And I'm stitching a lot of my decorative stitches right on the binding. And I'm covering all of this on the back side. I like to overcompensate my binding. But majority of my stitching is on the binding. Stitchy. Any questions?
No question.
I want you getting cold. Grr. Oopsie, my bad. Now I'm gonna stitch to this corner here, right? And I'm gonna lock my stitch in place. Another other question is, what's the back side look like? Now I can also do this where I don't have it all wonder clipped, right? And then just take it and fold it, making sure that I have it. Oh, got a pinch nerve there. I'm still gonna lock it in there. I'm just gonna, you see I'm pressing this down.
Right.
And then I'm gonna, while I'm stitching, I'm gonna hit lock right at the miter. And I was pushing the wrong button. Sorry, my bad, because I'm standing. But you're gonna want to lock this in here. Now, if I have to, I can restart and because this is a pretty long stitch, I can pinch this out, rip this out, and then start in this corner and come up and make sure you lock it. You want to lock it, and then you want to make sure that it's locked on this side. But let me just show you your creation here of what you can do. And I'm just trying to do it so that you can see. Isn't that pretty? Now, most of us would just stitch in the ditch. It's your choice. Isn't that fun? But it's a decorative stitch on the edge of the fabric. And what you look like on the back side is that you have a nice little running stitch on the binding.
Mhm.
Some people don't like that. They want a straight stitch. So it's up to the individual.
Mhm.
Some of us might use a clear thread on the top and a clear thread on the bottom.
Mm.
So then you don't see anything and it looks like you did it by hand.
Mhm.
What do you think, chicky guys? Isn't that cool? Now, do you want to just go ahead and tell people what we got?
All right. Real quick, Abby, this would be the medium purple that suits with the fabric. It's in the shade Damson.
Damson.
So let me know if this one works for you, and I'll add that to your ticket.
And if you have, we have 3 kits right here on purple.
All right, perfect. I need 3 purple kits.
Okay. So let me give you that, and you need some
That's good.
what?
Okay,
Some
gotcha.
melons, right?
2 melons. Yep.
Okay, I'll cut that for you. So here you are. And do we have the threads and stuff for people?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, guys. I hope y'all guys enjoyed that. That was kind of fun.
That was
And the thing is, it's not perfect because I haven't, we didn't really do all the work. But you see how quick that can be done, and it's real fun. Okay, I didn't think of anything but just cut, slice, and you just do it. Isn't that fun? Now, on the people who are getting kits, let's talk about that. And I'll show a picture of this. I'll show a picture of this all finished and stuff. But I think it's just colorful. This would be great for a party. Oh my gosh, wasn't that fun? Look, you have wine tasting. You have it all right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you guys. It was fun. We can do also something else later on that might be really fun with kits.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk. I'm gonna let you tell them here.
What
Here, chick.
everybody ordered.
Here, go ahead. Look, go ahead. Put your pretty face up in there, girl.
All right, so as far as the grape kits go, we have one for Kathy France, one for Judy Canty, and one for Jana O'Brien. For our watermelon kits, we have one for Kathy France and one for Judy Canty as well. The applique scissors, Margaret French is going to grab a pair, and Judy is going to grab a pair as well. Margaret is also going to grab a spin-about ruler.
Ooh, trust, girl.
Mm-hmm, they're good. And then the glide threads. So Abby's going to grab a kiwi, a celery, a Mars, and that Damson purple.
Damson?
Mm-hmm. And then Abby, yep, we already read Abby's. And then Jules Parkman is going to grab a celery as well.
Okay.
So, if there's anything that I missed, let me know. I can add it to your order and we'll add it to
what I'm going to do, because we have just a couple of minutes, I'm going to
Yes.
do this. Because we haven't really looked at the melon kit yet, I'm going to open this up and let them see it while I cut it. Because I want you to give you an opportunity to grab this at this special buy. Because you know how much this fabric costs? This is $11 a yard.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get a lot of nice product.
Right.
Here's your melon. We just need one of these cut, right? 2, okay. So here's the melon one. And you're going to get a half a yard of melon. You're going to get a half a yard of the stripe. And you just got to see it. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to get these amples. Okay. So the amples. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick for you. Does anybody want a kit? Yum. Even if you don't use it for a you know what I'm saying? That's for this table runner, right?
Right.
It's just it's a half a yard of each of these fabric colors, and you're going to get a little bit of binding as well, which is going to be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're gonna get all of that fabric. It's yum, yum, yeah, yummy, yummy, yummy. So we consider before we shut down on those fabulous fabrics before we go. And if not, we'll see you at maintenance class, which I was saying, and then I kind of got sidetracked. So maintenance at 1 tomorrow. I show you how to maintain, clean your machine. We're going to, I'll show you that again. I cut with 4 layers. 4 layers. I cut 6 layers sometimes. I don't have a problem. And look, straight, clean cut. And you know we use those cut on those fabulous 10-pack blades for $19.95. That fits your avocado. All right, what else I want to say? So, and then we're doing the new motor tomorrow at 5 o'clock, ladies. Mark your calendar. At 5 is going to be the new motor. And then we're doing the pre-cut on Friday. And we have a bunch of fabulous in the bolts to show you on Friday at 12 o'clock. So, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 1. Thanks.